So the last time we had a conversation here, we got to unpack a little bit about your journey in your walk with Christ.
Yes.
And today we'd like to talk a little bit more about that, but also on your views about current affairs and what's taking place. Having said that, I'd love to dive right into it. Okay. So the first question I have is, how do you as a prophet navigate the terrain of declaring and speaking what God has said to you, regardless of what you're seeing environmentally or on the news and things like that? How do you remain saying what God says, even when other prophets maybe retract?
Yeah, that's a big challenge. It's a very, very big challenge, especially for a prophet who's living today, because in the past there was no media. In the past there was no news. In the past there was no TV, radio. So people spend more time listening to each other, if not listening to each other, probably just listening to nature and listening to God. So the prophets of the past had it much easier, because the only thing that they could see and the only thing that they could know was just the environment and God. So God would speak to them with less distraction. But the world that we live in today has many voices. There's too many voices that are speaking in the world today that can cloud the prophetic judgment of any prophet of God, in terms of that he would have a conflict of prophesying from what he has seen from the media, or prophesying from inspired by the news, or prophesying from the voices that are speaking around him. So the voice of God can be quickly lost in all of that kind of a cloud, in all of that kind of a setting. But in my personal level, I think not being under pressure to prophesy becomes the most important principle that I live by. I feel like I'm not under pressure to prophesy just for the sake of prophesying. You understand? Because sometimes the temptation of those who are in the prophetic is the temptation of, you must have a prophecy every week. Like, if you don't have a prophecy, you don't have it.
Yeah.
When you have a prophecy, you then have it.
Yeah.
But because you're trying to catch up with the social media, to catch up with the next what is happening. So sometimes some prophet can be caught up into speaking even when they realize that they've not heard, because they need to catch up. So that is what I was talking about the other day when I wrote on the broadcast for people, and I said there's a difference between a content creator and a prophet.
Amen.
Because a content creator wants to create content so that the audience always have something that they can watch, isn't it? But a prophet can only speak when heaven speaks.
Sure.
Can only moves when heaven is moving. So
Sure.
I think that's the difference, is not to be under pressure to keep up with the media, to keep up with the time. So if you are like that, then it becomes easier for you. It becomes easier.
That's so powerful. That's so powerful, especially when you say that there's a difference between a prophet and a content creator.
Yes, yes.
All of us have cameras now.
Yes, yes.
All of us have access to the internet. And I think with that access comes a lot of challenges as well in truly knowing your calling, because you almost want to emulate what other people are doing already.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you so much for that.